Well, I tried yesterday getting back to the house of four owners, but I got rained out. I sat here for 2 hours waiting for the torrential rain to stop, and I gave up. So I'm back today, and I've set up my grid pattern with my pink flags here. There's one there, one back there, and I got two on the other side of me. A small square I'm trying to really focus in on, kind of pinpointing a very small area. I got a pretty loud but really scratchy 76, 57, 81, all over the place. I chased this thing around. But I got my first button of the day. So it's already paying off. And this one looks like it has a nice design on it, maybe. Alright, so you see that right there. Let me give it a quick clean and I'll give you a close-up. Got a nice little floral pattern there. See that? And some writing on the back, so the dates between 1810 and 1860. Okay, good start to the day. Okay, 2 minutes later, I was getting a pretty solid 61, nice clean tone. I dug it out, and I was getting a 47, but still solid and looking and buzzed around. Looked to be my second button here. It's a 4-hole button. Look at that. That's the first one of those I've ever found. I don't think it's as old as some of those other ones with the writing on the back, but still old enough that it's a cool find. Okay, moving on. Well, again, loud, scratchy, but it was a good solid tone, so I dug down. You see why it was scratchy, but I don't know if this is some sort of decorative brass element to a piece of furniture or part of a buckle frame, like a shoe buckle frame. Not quite sure about that, but still interesting old brass relic from the mid or early 1800s. Now this was an odd one. On the Garrett AT Pro, I got a pretty weak, small, sort of solid 21 to 30 something, but it wasn't scratchy like a piece of foil. So I flipped over the dirt. I got a solid 57, and I got a nice old pistol ball, lead pistol ball. And you can tell it's old because of how white the lead is. So 5 relics in 20 minutes so far. It pays to really concentrate on your area here by gridding it off. I would recommend that if you're looking in a big field. And again, scratchy 67, 76, 72 on the Garrett AT Pro. It's last few weeks I've been getting those signals for tin cans, or not tin cans, but aluminum cans and junk scrap metal. But in this field, because it's so old, you have more of a likelihood it's going to be something relic related rather than coin. And I got my second beautiful thimble. Looks like the bottom's gone, but it's a nice shape, and it's a nice old brass thimble. So nice domestic relic. Alright, moving on to the next. Just keep on coming. Well, in this upcoming part of the video, I've switched to my Windsock microphone for the first time experimenting with it. The wind was getting pretty bad, as you could hear in the previous scenes, so I installed this thing, got it set up on a tripod. So there it is, attached to the iPhone, right there in the connector for the charging attachment, and it's got the windsock on it, microphone facing outwards. I have to keep it on a tripod though, because it's such an odd setup that if it gets banged slightly, even the littlest amount, it'll snap right off. It's really poor design. And because it doesn't have a long enough connector to fit in over the case for my phone, I have to use the phone without a case. So I attach it to this tripod so it's secure and keeps it from hopefully getting too dirty. So everything's going to be filmed on a tripod. It's a little more inconvenient, a bit more of a hassle, but I think the end product's pretty good. So, okay, this is one of those screaming 81s and 82s. So I figure I'd go for a live dig. It's real close to the surface. I went through a lot of trouble here getting my new windsock microphone set up on this tripod, and I think I'm seeing something sticking up right now that is gonna prove me wrong. Look at this. It's an old part of a clock. Alright, well, still a nice relic, but that's the gamble that you take when you try to do a live dig when you're fairly confident it's a coin. But we'll see how this windsock sounds on this, because the wind's blowing pretty good here. But old clock part, not bad. And it worked pretty decent getting rid of the wind sound for sure, but there's a little bit of a pop, pop, pop going on in the background. I'm not quite sure what that is, if it's going to continue. It's not too distracting, but just wanted to give you a heads up as, you know, what was going on with that. And I think it saved the day for the video here, because that wind got really out of control. So I think it did a pretty decent job. So let's get back to it. Okay, got a nice solid 68 here, very clean, indicating roundness. So let me go for another live dig. And we have a rivet. Not too dissimilar from a button, which was always getting that solid 68, but okay, moving on. Okay, I was getting a nice 55 here, right on the surface. Got a nice little buzzing right there. There it is. Nice old flat button. Love the buttons, they keep coming out of the ground. Well, haven't been doing much filming because I had a emergency repair I had to make to my Garrett AT Pro. This is the second time the cuff handle has come off. Now the last time, last year, it was less than 6 months old, it broke. The plastic broke. Well, this time the screw that mounts it on worked itself loose, and I didn't realize it, and all of a sudden the cuff comes off, and the screw's gone. I tried metal detecting for it, but I couldn't find the little screw. But anyways, I wanted to show you. In the meantime, I found an old pocket knife, a clay marble, not with a metal detector, but just on the surface, and a very large, I'm going to say musket ball. I think it's too big to be a pistol ball. But let me show you the rig I had to make here. I used my first aid tape to wrap around the thing attaching to the handle, and I used my bandana to tie it down, and hopefully that's going to hold for the day. Then I got to figure out a way to fix it when I get home. So a lot of stuff going on, but still finding some relics. Okay, about 2 seconds after I turned it off to show you the repair of my handle, I got a nice strong signal. I got a beautiful piece of horse tack here. Nice ring for a reins guide or some sort of saddle strap type thing for horses or oxen or whatever. So, nice find. Okay, I got a Screamin' 83, as clean as I've heard in this field in 3 visits. So I'm going to do a live dig, and I'm going to predict it's a large scent. Let's see if I'm right. Well, I'm not right about that, but you can see why it rang up like a large scent. Whatever it is, it's very old. There's no markings on it. Looks like it used to hang from something. But still, very cool old relic. Okay, I was coming along this row, and I think I'm on the back side of where the house foundation was, and I get a very nice surface tone, 3 beeps, beep, 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 and it was a solid 50, and I looked down, and there's a toe tap. I think this is my 4th one, maybe my 5th toe tap out of this field. So that to me means that these were hard-working people. A lot of horse tack, a lot of tools, a lot of lost toe taps to help keep their boots in shape. So still finding the relics. It's been a pretty amazing day. Okay, on to the next. A surface find. Didn't even need to swing the detector over. I saw it with my naked eye. Sitting here, it's an old ball peen hammerhead. Pretty old relic right there. Again, working people. Probably a working farm, so I love finding tools like this. Okay, I got a nice clean 62 here. Both directions swing on the AT Pro. Sounds round. So I'm going for a live dig. I'm thinking button maybe, or rivet. Huh. No idea what that is. Some weird little brass folded up thing. But you can see why it rang up like a button. Okay, just got a scratchy 68 to 78. A little choppy, but a good strong signal. And out in this part of the field where I am, back behind where the house was, I'm not getting a lot of irons. So anytime I get a fairly strong signal, I'm going to go for it because, you know, an odd-shaped thing like a toe tap, because it's so irregular, will sound scratchy like a piece of chopped up aluminum can. So let's see. Somewhere in here, I was getting a good signal. So let's see. Right about here. Oh, there we go. Button with shank. Nice. No design. And I see writing, so classic flat button, probably a shirt button. 1810 to 1860. I've lost count. This might be button number 8 out of this field. Okay, moving on to the next dig. Okay, so I got a Screamin' 82 here. I'm thinking coin. So let's give it a shot. Something round, whatever it is, I know that. And there it is. I believe it is a coin. I'm going to guess an Indian head penny. Rang up pretty high in copper, so it's probably an older one. And believe it or not, it's a Lincoln. A Lincoln penny. Huh. It's a wheatback. Looks like it might be a 1916. Well, didn't expect a wheatback out of here, but, you know, I guess people could have lived here past 1904, like the Atlas showed, but anyways, glad to get my first coin. Wait a minute. This is not a wheatback. Ha! This is a very green memorial. 1965. The year my wife was born. The year after I was born. 1965. Okay. A green memorial. Never saw one of those before. Okay, I was getting a pretty solid but very quiet, like 85 to 88, which indicated to me it was either very small or deep. So I went deep here and I got a buzz. I mean, this is real thick, almost clay-like soil here. so that might have been limiting the signal strength, but got a nice buzz right here. Oh, all right, what do we... All right, now there we go. Well, that's coin. And after the fake out for the memorial, I don't know what to expect here. It looks pretty thick, though. Maybe we got a thick old Indian head. Ooh, we got a flying eagle scent, man. My first one. That's why it rang up so high. That's why it's so thick. 1857. Flying eagle scent. Unbelievable. I knew I'd get a good coin out of this field if I just focused on some areas here, so that's very cool. Alright. And that was down about 9 inches, 8 or 9 inches, so that's why it was such a weak signal, but glad I went for it. Alright.